And we are live. Don't believe to Zach's and his intro video because we're not starting late. We're starting on time. And we're having...
Well, we are starting 1 hour late.
Yeah,
In
man.
fact, we are 1 hour late.
Because you are already...
I am 1 hour late.
No,
you are on time. I'm late.
People are already hearing you, right? You see it on YouTube?
Not really. I'm trying.
Because
I think it's still a little behind.
There is a slight delay.
There it is.
Yeah, there is a slight delay. But man, I now don't even need to introduce you. Like I'll just go with, hey Justin, what's up, my man? How are you doing?
So this week I live in Austin, Texas, and I run a meetup here. And once a month, all my friends come and visit me for my meetup, which is the most beautiful thing ever. So this week, like 10 different people from all over the country came and visited and came to the meetup. And so two of them were Nick Carter and Bitcoin Sign Guy. So I spent most of the weekend with those two fools. I just drove them to the airport. So now they're out of my hair.
So wait, this is like
Bitcoin Sign Guy basically stole my car this weekend. He just took off with my car and didn't give it back for 3 days.
Well, was all that part of getting Nick Carter to be better with girls, like those thirst trap lessons, or
no comment? No comment.
Come on, man. That was the main thing in the announcements of this episode.
No comment. No comment. Nick has the things for alabaster skin witches who dabble in the stock market, and I'm not going to hold that against him.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's just like, why is he sweating so much? I mean, he's like Nick Carter. He should be able to dominate there, like 100K followers and all that, and he's like drinking that, quenching his thirst and sweating and being like, oh, like I have all this money and or our I mean, that was
no comment. This is from Rockstar, not me.
Okay. No, just one thing for everyone listening. Like when I saw Nick Carter with 100K followers, I was like, okay, this is it. Like I'm now gonna get 100K followers. So be on the lookout for that one, because if Nick can do it, I mean, anybody can do it, right?
I mean, if you could have 365 days with a Git commit, I think you can get to 100,000 followers.
That's it. That's finally somebody believes
we need to
in
get. See, this is what we need for you, Rockstar. We need to get you a heat map, and so every single day, you post, right, and maybe you post 3 times every day and 10 times every day. We need a heat map. And so you can get in a rhythm of posting more and more and more, and to the point you don't even program anymore. You become unemployed, your family leaves you, and you get to 100K. So I think that's the plan.
But I have lead Twitter account, right?
Yeah. And you can turn that into a TikTok influencer, GF.
Okay, that's what we will do.
Yeah, that's the only thing you can redeem 100K followers for.
Okay, well, we are starting, right? You're seeing my screen. You're seeing your beautiful face here.
So unfortunately, I see my face, but it's frozen.
Damn it.
23:54.
I'm thinking
for the last couple minutes it's frozen.
Damn. I'm thinking whether it's your browser or my browser. I always say that it's your browser because. Let's go here. Let's say let's try it again.
I'll try it in Chromium.
Yeah, if you can try different browser, let's do that. You can join 2 Justins. Because I really want you to see my screen, because that's the first thing we're going to discuss, what happened this week on Twitter.
Let's see.
Okay.
I'm in twice.
So can you on either one of those see my screen? Because people on the stream can see you join twice. That's definitely. And I already want to get into all the comments because there are some cool comments on Nick. So you muted yourself, Justin. You need to unmute yourself or exit with one browser. Can't hear you.
Hear me now?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, I tried to. Okay, so now I see it. Okay, I'm gonna exit on the Firefox. The Chrome is working.
Okay, so you can now see my screen, right? With yourself flying around. There we go. And now you can see my Twitter timeline.
How's the audio? I think I've
audio is fantastic, man.
Trying to change to I have a nice little webcam here.
Yeah.
There it is. Okay, cool. Now
okay.
Cancel.
Okay. There we go. So we can now go through how I'm sacrificing my family for 100K followers.
I apologize to the comments. I'm rather scared of the comments right now because I can't see them. So I can only imagine what they're saying about me. Kind of just
because you do see my screen, you see the comments.
It's fun to see the comments, and I recognize like half of the usernames. They're like all my friends.
Let's go, people. More scare material for Justin.
Okay, so where are we going to get started?
We're going to get started with 100K, me with 100K followers, because there are some great memes recently. Like you saw this one.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. That's fantastic. 10 out of 10.
Yeah. Also, so yeah, we have Nick Carter, Thirst Traps. I mean, I appreciate that Nick stopped by with, you saw this, like.
Yeah, he needs a ride to the airport, exactly.
I can imagine how is that ride with him and Bitcoin Sign guy. Man, like that guy is like walking party. I love him so much.
Yeah, you two are sort of cut from the same cloth.
Yeah. So imagine that's always what I tell people. Like when me and Bitcoin Sign guy are in the same place at the same time, which will be like in Miami. Yeah, you saw this one with like young male Virginia.
Yeah, that's unfortunately that's not a meme. That's a reality.
Yeah, but you saw the response. Response meme was awesome. Like you see with invention of Bitcoin.
Oh, the moment Bitcoin is invented, just starts skyrocketing.
Yeah. I love.
It certainly doesn't. It certainly doesn't help, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, another member.
You stopped sharing your screen again, by the way.
No, I didn't.
I can't see your screen anymore.
God damn it!
Well, it didn't freeze. Just like hit share again. I just see the Jitsi logo. There it is. Good. Continue.
Okay, now.
Yep. Good.
Okay, at least it works. So, see, people, this is why Satoshi developed Bitcoin on Windows, because Linux just doesn't work, right?
Yeah.
So another member of BTC Pay server crew.
Look, Rockstar. I spent a good 2 months attempting to use Windows all the time, and it almost worked. I mean, I think you have to do what you guys do at BTC Pay, where you just everything is in Docker, right? Like that will work, but the WSL just like sometimes wouldn't quite cut it. All kinds of little things that just didn't quite work. So,
well,
I had to go back. But I did enjoy Windows. I will say, Windows was nice.
That's why you do VS Code VSL, because then you can develop.
Yeah, WSL, exactly. But it's not quite perfect. It's not like Linux.
Yeah.
Like there's all kinds of little differences. And I just got sick of them.
I mean, yeah, there's that. Because for me, it was like, oh, Bash on Windows 10. And I installed all of this. And it's like Bash on virtual machine that's Linux. So I just stick with like Git Bash. And that's what I use. And then it's exactly as you say. It's like, it's not perfect. There are like small quirks, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I already sold my soul last 20 years to Microsoft. So what
And
can
we're
I do?
slowly redeeming you.
Yeah, free open source development. Yeah. So that's exactly. So I do have like this new machine installed. So people, when you install new machine and they're bombarding you with information, you just
So
go.
you
Remove.
collapse section, remove section, get rid of that crap.
Yes, exactly. Clark Moody, remove. Exactly.
Yeah.
Remove section. There
Remove.
we go.
Done.
Okay, getting back to Twitter feed. You wouldn't download education.
So you're just going down your own Twitter feed. This stream is basically an excuse to show your tweets.
No, but you see how many other tweets we're getting to your timeline, because that's what will be. See,
my timeline's been pretty good this last week. I've had some bangers.
Man, like this is easy mode, right?
Yeah, look at that top one. My plan is to live as a redneck until the Fed collapses, then become an aristocrat. Isn't that all of us? They don't understand that the redneck and the aristocrat are basically the same thing. It's the honorable thing, and it's the rent-seeking journo bug man that's the enemy.
Okay, you heard it here first. I mean, let me see comments on that one. Let's see. No, people are silent. They're like, okay.
Upload these to sailor.org. Yeah.
Oh, there is sailor.org.
There's a good one. There's a good one. Pleb the Unplebbed. Sailor. That's Michael Saylor's website. It's his like school.
Huh.
So you have like a little Bitcoin class on there.
You have it.
No, they have one. It's like Stefan Levere and a couple other people made like a little intro to Bitcoin class.
Why don't they have a JustinMoon class?
I don't know. Maybe someday. Your screen stopped sharing again. This Jitsi, this open source software is very buggy, I must say.
No, it's not. It's your Linux machine.
It's better.
It's better now?
Yeah.
You can see the screen with you on the top. Okay, I won't touch anything and hope that works. Where is JustinMoon with Mooniversity?
Actually, I think it's frozen now. I'm not moving.
So this episode will be me sharing and resharing for Justin.
Oh, no, it's back now. Okay, sorry.
Yeah. So whenever it's stuck, you tell me and I'm going to reshare. Because we were Mooniversity, right? Yeah. This is what we need to show most day, because Michael Saylor needs to take these classes and put them on saylor.org.
So the plan with it, for those of you who don't know, like 2 years ago, I ran a little Bitcoin coding class called Biddle Bootcamp, where we one of the things we made like a little toy version of Bitcoin. We learned a lot about the network protocol, built a couple little wallets, stuff like that. And it was really fun, but I sort of got burnt out, and not really burnt out, but I think all the people who were interested in the bear market took it. So I sort of ran out of customers and ended up doing some other things to stack more sats. And so I've sort of wanted to get back into that because I really enjoyed it. And so this is kind of my attempt, which I haven't really... It's still I haven't really gotten going with this yet. I wrote a couple articles and put some old videos up on here, but we're going to go through some of these articles today about how to build Bitcoin Core software, how to download it, and how to know that the software you're running is actually real.
Yeah.
Which is something that every Bitcoin user is going to, it's a problem that confronts everyone who attempts to use Bitcoin. It's software, and you get this file, and how do you know that file is legit? How do you know it won't? It's not counterfeit.
Yeah.
And that's actually not a super easy problem, and it's not even a solved problem yet. Like Bitcoin Core is still the last thing we'll cover is a new system that's attempting to make it harder, or it's attempting to be more certain that the software that the Bitcoin Core project is distributing is actually not malicious.
Yeah.
So it's still something that we're working on. We're trying to figure out how to do better.
Yeah, I mean, verifiable builds are so hard, man.
Yeah.
I mean, and yeah, I can reproduce it on across the machines because yeah, that's also where first part of this stream will kind of be negative example because I'm just pushing Docker containers on Docker Hub, and then whoever is downloading it's like, okay, I'm trusting it. But you saw my most successful meme so far, so we can finish the Twitter feed.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Damn, that was recently. When was that?
that was like 2 days ago, and I already told people like, okay, we won't play like
I
this
don't think I even
anymore.
liked that. I haven't even seen that one yet.
Man, look at this! I announced that you were a guest, and we're gonna be talking about coding and stuff. 24. Look like meme about Ethereum. Like we need to step up, man. We need to step up. More coding, less memes. Although, yeah, this meme is pretty good. You saw it?
Yeah, I want to retweet it. I'm trying to find it.
Okay.
It's amazing.
Cheat
meme.
code. Cheat code. Here you go.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
There you go. So, let's see. Eski is promoting.
Retweet it. I found it.
Yeah. Eski is promoting your Mooniversity. Commenting. Okay.
Yeah, someone's just messaged me who's on the stream on Twitter. They said I got to get my classes up on sailor.org. So got some.
Yeah, I mean, let's get it going. I mean, if you tweet, let's retweet. Let's get the party rolling. So, if you do that, just mention me and I'm gonna retweet because with this, I would kind of close, as you say, scrolling through the feeds and where we are because man, both your and mine feed is just memes. Look at this.
Yeah, sure. I can't see. You got to reshare. You got to reshare the screen. I can't see your screen anymore.
This will be fun. Let's go here. Let's go again. Justin.
Sunday morning meme review with Rockstar
and Justin. See, because you
isn't
were
that a good
memes.
one? How funny is that one? Oh my god, I love that one. Dude, Harambe with the angel wings.
What's this, man?
Oh my god, look at this. Mr. Potato Head. R.I.P. going to the heavens, you know?
What's this?
Anybody with like some sort of a minority racial identity has been completely wiped off the planet now. You know, you can't be black or Indian and be on a consumer product anymore. You have to.
Okay,
everyone has to
canceled.
be white. Please, really sad.
We're getting canceled right now.
Well, I will. You can object to it, but
I'm saying
I wish there was more diversity on our consumer products. I wish the various cultures in this great land were all represented. But no, they've all been canceled.
There we go. Land O'Lakes, yeah, that one is crazy. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I mean, come on, look at that. That's like that's a beautiful, like that's great. What's wrong with that? It's like cool.
I must say,
I'm from Minnesota. It's the land of lakes, the land of 10,000 lakes. That it's like this is my culture. You know, it's great. I'm part Indian. Did you know that?
I had no idea. So
yeah, I'm like a 16th. I'm a 16th Indian. I'm enough Indian to probably get into Harvard, but I didn't put it on my application, so I didn't get in. But I'm pretty sure if I applied now, I could get in because I know how to grift.
Yeah, let's see.
Did you like that one?
Well,
you know who Kelly Slater is?
Who is Kelly Slater? Because I wanted to say on this whole topic,
he's the world's greatest surfer, the greatest surfer ever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because on this whole topic, I wanted to say you guys rug pulled me here in US. I came expecting, you know, everything is going well, but I watched too many Hollywood movies. I come here, yeah, everything is insulting.
Yeah, the US is not as great as it. It's like a brand that has a great reputation, and then you start using it, and you realize it's kind of overpriced, and you know, doesn't have all the features you were expecting. So I don't know. I don't
Well,
know. Here's my theory. I had a good tweet somewhere in here. I said the U.S. government's is the enemy. The U.S. government's the enemy of America, and I think most people think the U.S. government, like in the U.S. we talk, people will say we, to mean Americans and the government. It's like no, they're sort of antagonistic. Our government and our rulers have abandoned like American values of individualism and pursuit of happiness, things like this, and instead of our rulers are all basically Europeans. They want to collectivism, sharing, misery, struggle sessions. we need to go back to American values is my thing. I think it'll happen. I think Bitcoin will bring us there.
Well, for me, the collectivism works until there was like 16 people in the group.
Yeah,
which what family kind of is,
apolitical
right?
collectivism, right? Yeah, I mean, I love collectivism in terms of like culture and family and community, your sports team, your church, all that stuff. I mean, it's sort of like a little different. It's more like community. Collectivism is like everybody, and you don't have a choice, right?
Well, that's what I find so exciting about Bitcoin because
like a community is opt-in, right? And people can exclude you from a community too, right? Like if you have a local community and somebody wants to come in and you don't like them, you don't let them in. It's a small thing, it's exclusive, and it's it's voluntary on both sides, right? That's how it should be. But socialism is not that way.
Yeah, because it's like collective by default, and this is where I also find like free open source software so good in open source communities, because I use it as an example of like what we are doing with BTC Pay server. If you don't like what we are doing with BTC Pay server, it's MIT license, you just fork it. And that's what I like so much. Also, like with LND, I needed some features. I didn't like absence of some features. I just forked it. And now I'm trying to merge some stuff back upstream in LND.
Yeah.
That's going well. So we're going to merge again. That will be the approach. So yeah, I think first, man, it's already 20 minutes. 24 minutes. We need to switch from Bitcoiners political talk to memes. Coding.
Yeah, for sure. Well, let's go through some of these little. So these are some little. Oh, do I need to share my screen? Probably.
No, you need to watch my screen and criticize me. Can you still see my screen?
Oh yeah. Let me criticize. I cannot, to be honest. It disappeared.
Okay, man, you got.
I believe. Yeah. I believe roast beef is somewhere in the ether, like destroying our connection because he's scared of the brutal code review that I'm going to give you.
No, but I'm not sure you'll be able to. Can you see my PowerShell screen or no?
Not yet. It's like you're not sharing.
Justin.
Now I see it.
Man, you're with Windows definitely. You're
Dude,
like
I'm on a Commodore 64 here. I can barely boot Linux. Give me a break.
Yeah, let me try one thing there. If I join the meet from here, can I do? No, forget it.
Oh, look at that! The comments are telling me that that I changed their life.
Let's see. Where is that?
My good friend Paul. Right there. Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Paul, thank you for okay, time to go. I
can see why you're so good at building open source communities.
Man, I'm telling you, my specialty.
Okay, so why did you want? What was the feature you wanted in LND?
Here is the thing. In LND, we're trying to add loop as well, and that turned out to be really problematic because we have this complicated Docker setup.
Yep.
And because Nicholas is so passionate about backwards compatibility, I needed to create this special script that works for all the people that installed LND on BTC Pay server like 2 years ago. and then have the path for people that are only now installing BTC Pay Server and LND. And the last thing that I've added recently is if on the container you say you want loop enabled as well, then loop will start. One problem with loop is that it needs test. It doesn't work on reg test, so it only works on testnet and mainnet. So I had a few checks. Plus, I didn't see the option that loop works without macaroon file, which is something that LND supports, but loop doesn't. So I have few conditions here. If you're trying to start loop, it must not be reg test.
So this file runs like this is this the first file that runs when the Docker container is spawned?
This is the first file. So this is Docker entry point. And you go through the whole setup.
Yeah.
And we check that chain is fully synced. That's one big thing. And then if it's legacy mode, you have this, like unlock file doesn't exist, migrate. If it does exist, that's where this script starts.
Yeah.
Right? How is your bash foo? Are you good with bash or?
Kind of. I have to look a lot of things up.
Yeah. Same.
It's pain. I think bash is extremely painful.
Well, legacy technology, man, but it survives so long. So it must be
also
doing something
magical.
right.
Yeah, because if you have a bash script that works now, it'll work in 20 years.
Yeah. Unless you're on Windows and using WSL, right?
Yeah. Then it won't work
so the thing is with these two scripts, they need to work on all the three architectures that we support. So it's like Linux, AMD 64, old ARM 32 and ARM 64. So what I've now added here is besides LND binary, I'm also building a loop binary and adding it to the container when it's like final container.
Oh, so that and you distribute the image or whatever, the image.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and I've actually, before we started, what I did, I went to LND. These were the changes that I was adding. So I was adding this is like a loop binary in LND container. I tried it out. I then did the same for ARM 32 and ARM 64, and I found a small bug here with path to macaroon file. So I've tagged that, and by virtue of that, if you now go to Docker Hub, let's see, Docker Hub BTC Pay Server, and you go to LND, there was the LND, okay. There should be new tag an hour. Okay, hour ago. It should be less than hour. It's 12.1 beta. Okay, there it is. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take that Docker container and put it on my server to test if it works with loop. So this is how you do it. I already SSH'd into my server. And this server is
this is running BTC Pay?
Yeah, so you see like this is a mainnet. So let me turn off the mainnet one. This is my testnet. So you see BTC Pay 151676. So that's
are these just on a VPS somewhere?
Yeah. So this is the
Can you do pruned lightning on BTC Pay with a prune node? Yeah.
Yes, you can. So here is what I'm going to do here. I'm going to exit. And the way this works is that we have this BTC Pay Server Docker repository. That's repository over here. BTC Pay Server Docker. And then when you're setting up your VPS, what happens is this repository gets cloned, and then you have a bunch of bash scripts that you set. Like, so for example, BTC Pay setup installs all the prerequisites and then, runs the BTC Pay.
I set up BTC Pay Server a number of times. I actually set up a BTC Pay Server for Cynthia Loomis, the Senate candidate, but we never actually had time to get her to use it. But hopefully, maybe next time.
Well, we need to revive that server.
Yeah, I mean, the BTC Pay server was running. I just couldn't. We just didn't have time to get their campaign team to figure out how to use it. But that was pretty cool. She wanted to. It's just logistically difficult, to get it, in their websites and stuff.
Cynthia, Bitcoin senator, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Justin is talking about our dear Cynthia. Does she still has laser eyes or no? No.
No, only laser eyes for one day. I imagine that all the losers in the government got mad at her for laser eyes, so she probably had to take them off.
Well, she is coming to.
It's brave to put on laser eyes for even a day, because all these losers in the government are going to get mad.
Yeah, I mean, you saw that when she was announced in Miami. You can see my screen, right?
Yeah.
You saw what was the better headline speaker photo. So yeah, let's retweet that again. And I must say, man, comments box on YouTube is going wild this episode. People definitely love you. You change their lives because you see.
Yeah, that's what I hear from. That's what pretty much everyone tells me. My mother, my father, all my neighbors. Nick Carter. I was teaching him how to. There are girls all over the place, and he was quite intimidated just looking down at his feet. Yes. I just taught him how to walk over and say hello. I'm a venture capitalist. Yes. Can I have your phone number? And he managed to do that. And so now he says, Justin, you changed my life.
There we go. Well, I'm glad for Nick, man. I'm really glad for Nick because I mean, he's a natural. He is a natural. He just needed a little bit of coaching. I'm telling you, with you and Bitcoin sign guy as wingman, I mean, how can anyone fail, right?
Unstoppable, yeah.
Unstoppable force. Okay.
On a positive note, though, Austin, it was kind of shut down for a long time, and this is the first time I've been going downtown, and it's like at night there are just drunk people everywhere. It's amazing. It's like the city is healing. It's unbelievable amount of people that are extremely drunk at night. Which I usually don't condone, but it's good to see people are throwing off 2020 and beginning to live again.
Yeah, but I was talking about exactly that with Tim Dillon in Miami. How crazy the whole Bitcoin party will be.
Oh my God.
I
don't have a ticket to the conference. I almost don't want to go to the conference. I just want to hang out with people on the side. Like, I don't want to go to any of the talks. I wish there was a ticket where, like, they don't let me in the room. They just let me hang out in the hallways.
Man, just stick with me. I got you covered because also I'm organizing a bunch of after parties. So you're in for all of those.
That's really all I need. That's all I need.
Okay, but let's
go back to the code review here.
Yeah, because what I'm trying to do here now is No.
By the way, this is fun. It's fun to see your workflow with BTC Pay.
Yeah, that's why I have you here, and it
makes me want to start it because I just did the Luna node all the time, so I never really knew how it works. But it would be fun to actually.
Well, yeah. This is like if you have a Luna node, this is exactly what you can do, and I'm glad that I'm doing this publicly. Like there is also my man Stevie, so he can criticize my bash because. It makes you better, man. Like that's what I see. So here is the problem that I had. I already tried deploying the container to this server. This is the container. And what I saw that happen was that path bug that I was talking about. Like there was problem with that. See, like it wouldn't detect macaroons. So I fixed that. But in order to deploy the new container, what I need to do is I need to remove this container. So I'm like docker stop 501c. Okay, that's stopped. I need to remove that image to force downloading of new image. Everyone now hearing PowerShell command throwing alerts. Okay. Now that I've done this, now when I try to start containers up again, it will download the new container from Docker Hub. So so that's btc pay setup.sh. Go. And we should
I'm
now
trying to
see.
get in. I haven't used my Luna node for a while, but I know I just had like they were just complaining to me that my balance is low. So I think my server might still be on. I just haven't used it for like a couple months.
Yeah,
I'd like
it
to
could.
see it.
So you just SSH into the instance, you do sudo su dash, and you can start doing this. You just need to go into root btc pay server docker repository. So,
yeah, I don't remember what my password is for this though.
Well, you can always kill the server, create a new one.
That's not good.
Because what you can do, you can like go like Luna node launch btc pay, and you just launch a new server.
Yeah, I thought it would be kind of nice if I had an old server that was all that actually was, 6 months old. I could test your backwards compatibility for you.
That would be cool. Because that will be cool. All you need to do when you log into your Luna node, you would just switch to the latest branch that I'm publishing, which is where is my Docker? Here it is. So I've opened the pull request, and then there is a new branch, this one. So you would just, what you would do on your Luna node is you're gonna do git checkout. I mean git fetch first, right? But git checkout this specific branch, and you would be good to go to repeat what I'm doing. So I've started the instance. Let's see what's happening with the containers now. So here is the new container. It's running. Let's see what happens. So it's logs 3352. Please tell me that loop is working. It's working. Nice. And now we will have LND and loop, and man, like bunch of people have been asking for that for a long time, and I was letting them down, but not letting them down any longer, because now if you go to server settings, there should be services, and RTL should work with loop. So if we go to ride the lightning. Okay, it's loading. Everything is good. Lightning loop.
Oh.
No, it doesn't work.
All right. Well, I am.
Can you still see my screen? Are you following what I'm doing or no?
It came off, but I am now in a.
You want to share your screen?
I am now in an ancient. Let me share. I am now in. Let me just close this because it has my password on it. Just a second. So
share when ready.
Yeah, the Luna node screen actually shows you your SSH password, like on the page. So, okay. I mean, can you see my screen now?
Just give me a sec. Okay, man.
So this is me. I'm like Ubuntu at BTC Pay.
Nice.
Like I'm on a node here. So how do I try this? So it's not working for you is the problem.
Yeah, there is, but you know what you're doing now? Go LS. Let me see where you're at. Go CD root. CD root.
Should I sudo su?
Yeah, you should be sudo su. Yeah, that's okay. So go CD root. There you go.
I'm in root.
So go into cd btc pay server -docker.
I'm curious what this is. Oh. Sorry, I was just checking. Where do I go?
So go into that BTC Pay server Docker folder. There you go.
Yep, so, I remember all this.
Yeah. So now you can
go. The Grosto coin. How could we forget the Grosto coin?
No, man. Actually, they've uncovered a bunch of bugs. That's quite interesting. But now, if you want to check out what I'm doing, you just go like git fetch first.
Let me just get log to see where we're at here. Yeah, I'm relatively old, 6 months old.
Yeah, you're back in time.
Okay, so git fetch.
Yeah, git fetch. And you should have exactly. See, so you see this feet LND 0.12.1 with loop.
Feet.
Yeah, like feature.
Yeah,
No,
like feet.
not that
Like
one.
feet pics. Like
Feet pics. No, let's go into
this
feet
one.
jokes.
No, this one.
That one exactly. So you can check out that one. And are you sure you want to download the broken container?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
I don't come on my friend's stream and then refuse to break my entire digital cloud self-sovereign bank.
Yeah. Let's go.
On my friend's. Yeah.
Yeah. So all you now need to do in order to update with this new branch is dot space. No, there is no dash. There's just dot because you need to.
Activate.
Yeah. And then BTC pay dash setup. Setup.sh. And then dash I. And
like that?
Yeah, let's go. Let's break your server.
Let it rip?
Let's break your server. Oh. Sudo dash. Yeah, do that first.
What is sudo? What does the dash mean?
You know how they say, like, I have no idea. This is where comments should this is what comments should shine. I mean, I'm Windows developer, like, what's up with it? No, where is your
dot set
dot BTC pay dash setup dot sh dash I.
What does dash I do?
It installs, or if there is BTC Pay server already installed, it updates. So see, boom, new containers, boom, new RTL.
I'm not even exactly sure.
We are basically fully updating you now.
I'm stopping the screen record because I'm gonna go figure out where my Luna node actually is. Like, I don't know if it's
you can see it in that list. No. In that whole script, if you scroll up, you should see environment variables, and your host should be in there.
Gotcha.
And while you're doing that, because we're now multitasking, people are going wild in comments.
Is this a big fan favorite?
Big fan favorite. What I need to do, I need to figure out, like, what's wrong with my installation. So it's docker logs A29A. Connection refused.
Oh, what the fuck?
Did you find it?
So I just opened it up. Do I have like a BTC Pay server that I just like wasn't using? It says that I haven't created an account yet. Because I had like a BTC Pay server I was using for like 2 years, and I think it like died at some point. I think I turned it off.
Yeah, you need to register before somebody registers the first user account that hijacks your server.
Yeah.
You need to share the screen. I want to see the action.
Yeah. See what my password is?
No, I don't. Still, you're not sharing the screen.
Okay. Well, I'm just going to complete logging in here, and now I'll share the screen again.
Because I'm excited, man. This turned out into your own setup of BTC Pay server.
Yeah, look at this. So now I got my BTC Pay server. Can you see it?
Nice. And
I haven't used it in a while. I was a big BTC Pay server when I was doing that class. Huge BTC Pay server user.
Go. Let's see if Loop works for you. I'm kind of curious now. Server settings. It shouldn't work, yeah. So server settings, there are services in there.
How are my nodes not running?
No, that just takes some time to sync up and all that. Okay. That's so.
Oh, because we're restarting.
Yeah, because we were restarting the process. You go services in there on that screen, on the left. Services.
UI looks nice. The UI looks better than it used to.
Yeah, we're
Except for
improving
this.
it.
You see how this thing, every time I go somewhere, that fucking thing comes back.
Go ride the lightning. Okay, so it is restarting.
Yeah.
Ride the lightning, see information. Yeah. No, I think your server is restarting again. Let's go into SSH.
Oh, look at this.
Yeah, we just needed to wait. No, we needed to wait on that one. Go Docker PS. Yeah, so okay, so
They're
let's
all
give
up.
it. Okay,
Although
restarting.
these are restarting, does that mean they might not be?
Those are not starting. Yeah,
those are failing.
but that's lightning rest. So see lightning.
Yeah, it doesn't probably matter.
Well, you don't have LND. You won't be able to test loop.
Oh no.
You have C lightning.
Oh no.
So this is where you are going to help us out as a team. You're going to do Docker logs and those two containers, and you can post as a bug to see why that bug is happening.
Do that right now?
Well, either now or after the episode. But let's see. I'm curious. Like, why are those two crashing? You're going to do Docker logs, and what is the ID? First four of ID. So let's see which one is crashing.
This one.
So Docker logs. Yeah.
Maybe like the socket isn't there or something. You know, like C Lightning makes sockets and stuff, and that's probably what they're trying to connect to.
Yeah, but what did they update?
These are JavaScript errors.
Yeah. Well,
let's try the other one.
Let's see what the other one is also. And then we need to switch to Mooniversity, man. Like, people are waiting for that one. Like, we spent the whole episode.
The big main event.
Yeah. Well, we spent the whole episode like showing bash foo over SSH, and administration of Docker
containers. These look like
containers.
the exact same stuff. It's kind of the exact same error.
What I think that happened is that your server was old, and then migrating the C Lightning from some older version to this one didn't work as expected.
Maybe we can put up an error in the make an issue after the stream.
Yeah, let's do that. Or as Paul is saying, rewrite it in Rust.
Yeah, it's probably simpler actually.
No, I mean,
bugs are impossible in Rust. Me and Paul know that.
Yeah, but on Mooniversity, like those courses, is there any Rust in there?
No, not really. I've been writing some Rust personally, but I've been having trouble. The lockdowns made me not enjoy writing software as much, being blocked. I just want to like be outside now. So I'm having mighty difficulty writing software at the moment.
Well, while you are on that, like, I'm kind of insulted that you called Nick Carter before me to come to Austin Devs. Like, can you show on your screen?
I did not even call him. I did not. He knew to come. He knew to come. You did not.
Okay, that's good. But you are inviting me, right, to come?
Yes. Everyone is invited. In the comment section, everyone is invited.
Show it. Let's share the screen.
Am I still sharing?
Yes, you are.
I think this is the URL. Meetup.com/Austin Bitcoin Developers. The greatest meetup in the world. April 15th. There are going to be probably 100 people at this meetup. From what there are so many people coming from out of town that have told me they're coming. There's going to be a lot of people here. It's going to be fantastic.
How did you get Ben to move to Austin? You stole us from Chicago.
These things just happened to me. I'm just lucky. Ben is my assistant at the meetup. He sits next to me. He pretends to understand what's going on. And then for the last 5 minutes of every talk, he talks about DLCs, and nobody knows what the hell he's talking about.
Yeah.
But he's my assistant, and I will never abandon him.
What was up with him pretending that he's like co-organizing the whole thing with you, that he's like your partner instead of your assistant?
He's young. He's young. He's young. He's still learning how to grill a steak. He's learning how to drive a car. He's learning how to get along with other adults. So he just
no, man.
He's still figuring things out.
You're such a great figure to look up to. You're like taking care of a new generation of devs, helping them out. Helping out also VCs how to talk with girls with Nick, man. I mean, you're doing so many great things.
It's not easy. There's a lot of problems. We're so early. There's a lot of problems left in the space. And I need help.
Okay. I mean, I definitely.
So everyone should come to this. We can do it every month. Austin is not locked down, so you can come and we just hang out all weekend by the pool, having barbecues. It's great. And then we get back to work.
I might as well crash this, man.
You should come. You should come. You would have a great time. Bring the whole family.
No, I'm the whole family.
We have 7 minutes.
No, just go. We're gonna what I want to show people here is because you made this for people to understand the Bitcoin build system, and
so here's the thing. So I had this. I have this website I made, and I wanted to start teaching people because I'm good at explaining things and making it fun. And that's one of the biggest problems with programming is like when you approach it the first time, it's often extremely, extremely boring and like not fun. That was my first experience with software. Most people, you have to find some way to make it interesting. And once you can make it interesting, then you become good at it and it becomes fun, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I feel like learning about, Bitcoin, if you can get an introduction to the software side that is a little more interesting and fun, then you're going to, have a better outcome. So I started to there's all kinds of topics. There's like 50 topics I'd like to talk about. And one of them that I thought would be easy to start was how to use Bitcoin Core and how to download it and how to build it and everything. And so I started writing blog posts, and I did great. I wrote one like every day, and then I got tired and I stopped.
4 days. No, that's a huge
I did it for
man.
4
days. Nice.
4 days, yeah. So I mean, this is why I'm on the stream. Is like I need some moral encouragement. And people say this is interesting, and then I'll keep it going because there's like probably 100 things I could write about that would all probably be interesting for me to write and for other people to read. But let's just kind of get started. So since we took up so much time, we might not go through every single detail here. Basically, like, so Rockstar was showing this, right? You have this like source code that's hosted on GitHub, right? And like you look at the contributors, there's 786 people who've contributed to it. These are like, it's just like getting a ton of, it's one of the most active open source projects in the world. All these guys like Sipa and Marco, they're all these really smart people. Andrew Chow, all these people. And you trust that they're doing a lot of great work to make Bitcoin safe and usable and everything, right?
Yep.
And so they're inspecting the source code, the actual code. But you don't actually, when you use Bitcoin Core, you don't use the source code. You use you take the source code and turn it into a file that your computer can run, right? And so that's what this topic is about. Like if you ever try to build Bitcoin Core from source, this is in the docs. It just has these 4 instructions, right? Have you ever seen these, Rockstar?
I haven't. I actually didn't run Make with the way that I do.
You've never run Make in your life?
I did. Come on, man.
You are a real Windows guy.
Windows guy. Well, because it's so much easier. But I actually use Docker containers. Here is where I was telling you, like it's anti-pattern here.
Yeah. So this little thing is about like what these tools, how these tools actually work. And one of the interesting things is like so when you // it means like you run a file that's on your computer. And one interesting thing is that when you start out, before you run this one, this doesn't even exist. So basically, it's in this article I talk about auto tools. It's this basically the system, including make and like this convention of creating a configure script. And basically what they do is they set all kinds of environmental variables and stuff to make sure that Bitcoin Core can run on your system. And this is one of the ways that Bitcoin Core supports so many different platforms, right? So actually, like, this step creates a configure file, this step creates a make file, and make runs the make file. So it's kind of interesting to dive into. I mean, it's I would encourage, if you want to learn more, I think this article is pretty good. Like, this was based on some of my confusion in the early days of how Bitcoin Core, what this build system, why it worked this way. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of it.
But this would make it even more harder to have like a reproducible build, because you are creating files as you go, right?
Well, not really, because reproducible build only has to be reproducible for a given target. So, right, if every time you're building for a specific target, like Mac OS or something, your build is deterministic in the sense that, if you're targeting Mac OS, the same files are produced every single time. So deterministic doesn't mean you get the same output for Windows or Mac. It just means when you're building for a given platform, you get the same output. Although one time, what was it? Like Hacker News, web server, all platforms. I just recently saw this like interesting red bean. This is pretty cool on the related topic. It's a single file. It's a web server that is just a single file, and you can run it. You can run it on this file. There's an executable. It works on Mac. It works on Linux, Windows, Mac OS, NetBSD, and I don't even know what these are.
So what?
It's the same executable, which is really cool. Usually, like Bitcoin
so we're making
Core.org.
Bitcoin D that works like on all the platforms. That's the target.
That would be really difficult. I don't know if it'll ever happen, but it would be cool. It's like, see how here you have different files for every platform. This project's really cool because it's just one file and it works everywhere. So that's sort of different than deterministic. This is kind of what you're talking about, right? Like this would get the same hash on every single platform, but Bitcoin Core just strives for consistent hash on each given platform, even though they're not the same. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't know. This is like, I haven't gone through this in a while, so I don't remember all the details. But it's kind of fun, like, right after running each step, see what files are introduced, and like here's, for example, here's kind of how it works if you don't want to use the Berkeley DB, the old version of the wallet software. You can run the configure script to not include that, and then you can inspect the previous make files. So I make two make files here and I diff them, and so you can see the difference. Like by running this command, one of them it'll say, hey, I want to include Berkeley DB. The other one, it won't have Berkeley DB. So you can kind of see with different flags, you can see how the make file, the final instructions for how to build your output are changed under various circumstances. So I don't know. So I think this stuff's kind of cool. Like when you disable wallet, you get some other types of things. So yeah, I think this it's kind of interesting.
No, I can definitely pump your stock when it comes to being good at presenting how things work. Plus, all this stuff is exactly what I want people that are watching this stream and that are doing Hello World apps and stuff, like, what's the next step? What kind of articles they should go for, especially.
Yes, this is a really good one because it's so intro level. Oh shit! Look at that. That's misspelled.
Bitcoin.
Bitcoin CLI. Yeah, that's a misspelling. This is the problem. Is I wrote this all in Vim, so I don't have like a spell checker. So,
yeah. But Bitcoin. Nobody complained, man. It's their fault. So somebody.
This is really popular. So yeah, that's like kind of this is how you build Bitcoin Core, and it's just they're basically trying to understand these instructions that they give you that they don't, the Bitcoin Core docs don't tell you anything about these, and like why. So I try to sort of explain that.
Yeah, but what is the future? I want to see what is the future. How?
Well, let's just run through these ones kind of quick. So. Like this one, have you ever seen, like when you go to download Bitcoin Core, you're treated with this, right? And they're saying like you have some instructions how to verify signatures.
No, never, sir. please explain it to me. What is this?
So you know,
I'm
you want to know that
man.
when you're downloading.
Joking.
Yeah, I'm sure you've never done this before, Rockstar. You know, when you download Bitcoin Core, you want to know that it was, you know, the software you're getting was signed by the developers, and that it matches bit for bit what the developers say it should be. Right? You want to know that what you downloaded is exactly what the Bitcoin Core developers released, if that makes sense.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. I never knew about this. I'm gonna keep pretending.
So here, it's kind of cool. Like, so they have this file shawsums.asc, and
sir,
basically
sir,
all it is.
What is that? What's hash? Please tell me,
sir. So this is a digital signature. GPG
hash
digital
is
signature,
a digital
right?
signature. Oh no.
Sir, will you shut up? So, sir, the top half here is a message, digital signature. It's a message, right? And the bottom half here is the signature of that message, right? That makes sense. This is PGP. So the actual message is two parts. There's these hashes, and then over here there are file names, right? So basically, each one of this is like, it says this is what the hash should be for this file name. So if you went to bitcoincore.org, you could download this file, hash it. Well, it'd be a little hard because these are like old versions. But you go download this file, hash it, and you should get this exact hash. That's what this message is saying, and it's signed from the Bitcoin Core developers. And so this is just instructions for how to go and hash the file you downloaded, and check this signature, and make sure that this matches what they said it should be. And then you know that you downloaded the same thing as the Bitcoin Core developers released, so long as this cryptography works.
Yeah, I'm disappointed. No comments on our exchange, man. So
on what?
On our exchange, like what is hash, what is message. But yeah, let's keep going.
Keep going, yeah, because we're already over time here, and I know you're a very, very busy man.
No, I'm
sure.
I
you
like you more as a friend.
Many business ventures to see to.
No, I like
country estates. I'm sure you have many country estates around Chicago.
To finish, I like you as a friend more than you mean. Like I've moved my meeting with Jack, my nephew, Jack Mallers, because I wanted to give you time to go over.
Well, he can always wait, Jack. What does he do? Like I think he just hangs out in that big closet of his with no clothes in it, right? He just wears the same outfit every day, and just has this big, waiting for hyper Bitcoinization so you can fill that big closet out.
You don't know what's coming up. I'm going to keep it a secret.
It's going to be all shoes. Is that what it's going to be? I'm pretty sure.
No.
I'm pretty sure he's just behind the scenes making a big drop shipping empire just for Jordans. That's my theory.
Okay, I can't wait for you. I can't wait for you to start seeing the news coming out like in next 2 weeks.
Oh, that's good.
You will tell me if you were surprised.
I won't ask more. I'll sit on my hands. So remember last time we were looking at the SHA-256 sums, that file that's saying like this is what the source, this is what the software should be, right? This is what the hashes should be. The question is though, like how, we learned in the first section how to build these various files, right? That, autogen, configure, make, these 3 steps will actually produce these. And with various flags to these, you can produce on different platforms. You can produce one for OS X, you can produce one for Windows, and so on and so forth. But the question is like, how do they decide what the correct hash is, right? Like, this is like a fingerprint of exactly what's in the file. So how do they figure that out? And how do they, basically this signature is from Vladimir Vanderlaan, right? Like the lead developer, but he doesn't get to choose this himself, right? It has to be some sort of like a consensus project, a consensus thing where everyone agrees, yes, this is right, because it's Bitcoin. It can't be one guy's not going to choose. So it's this interesting system called Gideon, where basically everybody in this thing, I sort of show you like a really basic example of how to use this Gideon system to reproducibly build a very simple project that just prints the current time. This prints the time that the file was compiled. And so basically what it is you create a Linux, a Ubuntu virtual machine. You pin all of the dependencies of your file, your project, to be exactly the same. So any sort of timestamp that could make it so, when I build it and you build it, we get a different output. We try to remove all of that. So this is a good example. Like this program will inject the current time, the time that the file was compiled, right? So if I build this file, at noon, and you build this file at 1 p.m., we'll get different outputs, right? Because the time when we build it will be different, right? So this is something that like can't be reproducibly built. So you can see this. I build it once, I get this hash. I build it again, run it, I get this hash, right? So this is an example of something that can't be built reproducibly, right? So you can't have a single hash where everyone agrees that's what it should be, right? We find a way to, this is a way to hard code what the time is. So you just get the time is 0, right? And if you look at Bitcoin Core, there's a lot of stuff like this where it hard codes a timestamp in order to get a consistent hash, right? So that's what we do. If you hard code the time, then it sort of messes up the program a little bit, right? But it's just a silly example. But at least like if I build it at noon, you build it at 1, we'll get the same thing. And so this Gideon system is just a way for it's a VM that everyone can make. Everything is standardized. So if I build it and you build it, we should get the same thing. And then we have this like interesting. Let me see. Where is Gideon SIGs? Here. So what you end up with is like this big ass repository, and you see all these different folders. So let's go to the lowest folder. It's kind of interesting. Just Bitcoin Core Gideon.sigs. Let's go to the most recent one, 0.21.0, right? And so here's Linux. So we'll go in here, and so you see these different people. We'll go and basically let's go to Andrew Chow. What they do is they produce this .assert file, which says this is what the correct hashes are, right? So this looks really similar to the message in that GPG message, right? It's the exact same stuff, right? Different file names and what the hashes should be, right? And then it says, right, like this Gideon uses these Gideon descriptors. It's basically instructions for how to run the build. Maybe we'll show one of those. Actually, I think this is a really basic Gideon descriptor. It's just a simple YAML file that says like, hey, this is the Git repo I want you to do. This is the script to build it, right? Stuff like that. It's just an instruction. So it says, hey, this is what the hash should be for the instructions. This is the hash of the Git repo. These are the hashes of all the dependencies. And so it's just like it's a description of the whole build process, right? And so what they'll do is they'll upload that, and then they'll upload a GPG signature of that. I think that's maybe this one, right? So here's the GPG signature. It's binary, so you can't understand it. But so all the different developers will submit these, assertions of what the build should be, and then the signature that they actually, believe that. And what happens is, you should be able to go in here and say that all of the .assert files are the same and where they matter, and that all of these signatures for these assert files are valid. And then you can basically say that, hey, all 30 of these people, 25 of these people, right, with, Peter Woola, Shores, Provost, Vladimir, Luke Jr., Jonas Schnelly, all these well-known developers, they all agree. Yeah, my assistant, but I wasn't going to mention him because I'm sure he messed it up in some way or another. But we just let him do, we just let him.
Yeah, but question here, like who?
Oh, wait, sorry, let me finish. So once you have, if these .assert files match and the signatures of them match, that all these people agree on what the hash should be, and that's how we agree on what this should be, right? Which is what you're supposed to verify when you download Bitcoin Core for the first time, right? bitcoincore.org. When you go to here, you go to download, right? You click verify instructions. You get this file, right? And this is the first thing to verify. It's the same thing here. And so that's the whole procedure that we get consensus on what that file should be, which I think is kind of interesting.
Yeah, but here is my question now. Who is in charge of defining like what are the developers building and verifying the build? Like, is this something anyone can do? Like,
anyone can contribute to this. So this was the first thing. This is just like a hello world example, and then in this example we go through how to actually do this for Bitcoin Core and submit your own. Here at the end, you can make a pull request to this repository. Right, and you need a PGP key. You need to upload it somewhere where they can find it. But you can. This is about how you can.
I can lend my rockstarness to this whole effort, especially when I get to 100K followers, right?
You can. Yeah, I mean, you have such a big, heavy, powerful laptop that it's a shame that you're not putting it to more use,
To build.
Building. Yeah.
You all are going to kill me with those 2 power adapters. Like, I'm actually going to bring the laptop to Miami.
You should. I think you should rent a U-Haul, and you should put the laptop in the back, and then maybe have like a little trailer behind, and that can hold the power cord, and then you just drive that all the way to Miami, and then we can hack a little bit.
Listen, if this is not giving comments, I don't know what will be.
I don't know what will.
I don't know what will.
But yeah, so this is, I don't want to, this is just a bigger example. Like this one was a Hello World example. This is like a bigger example of how to basically participate in the sort of, consensus procedure for Bitcoin Core. And, if you get something different from everyone else, you may have run into some problem, which would be great. So, but one problem here. So here's the problem, right? So what this Gideon thing accomplishes, it's an environment where everyone can build the software, and they can compare that they get the same thing, right? So everyone gets the same thing. But how do you know that you actually got the right answer, right? All we're verifying here is whether everyone got exactly the same output, right? But what if there's like an inflation bug in all of our outputs that's triggered on like January 1st, 2022, right? We really don't know that. It's hard to say that, that's not going to happen. And for example, where could that bug come from? So this Gideon process, it creates a Ubuntu virtual machine. And Ubuntu, the Linux operating system, it has, 450 megabytes of binaries of just like software in the operating system that we can't audit, right? They're just files that we just all trust are legitimate. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You can't build that from source. You can't build Ubuntu from source. Ubuntu can't build itself from source. And so we actually don't know if somewhere in there is if somewhere in there isn't a bug, like I want to share like this is one of the more interesting things I've ever seen. It's a really cool it's like, what's the scariest bug you've ever seen in a computer program?
I hope it doesn't go back to 20s, 30s, 40s when there were actual bugs in the computers. Burning circuits.
A racist computer bug.
Okay, yeah, we couldn't.
Well, no, it's a very interesting. I mean, so I can't find it, but the thing was, is like, so this guy, it's like, what's the worst bug you ever had? And so the guy was like, I was a graduate student at a university, and the previous graduate student left, and I was in charge of like administering some psychological surveys.
Yeah.
And there's a computer program that would ask you the questions, and so this computer program, which the previous graduate student had made, would work, and then all of a sudden it would start saying really racist things, like horrible racist things. So obviously terrible, right? So he's like, okay, well, I'm going to go rebuild this computer program from scratch so it stops being racist. So he goes and gets the source code, builds it from scratch, and is like, what the hell? It's still racist, even though I can see that the source code does not have any of these racist messages in it, right? And so then he goes, okay, well, let me see if it's in one of the dependencies. So he goes and tracks down fresh copies of every dependency to his computer, like maybe Qt or something like that, as SQLite, right? And make sure, okay, it's not one of my dependencies. He recompiles it again with fresh dependencies to link against. Still racist. And then so he goes and tries to say, okay, well, it's not my dependencies. Well, maybe it's my compiler. So he goes and what was it? I think he tried to he went and got the GCC source code, recompiled GCC, right, with a fresh GCC. This is the compiler that builds this project, right?
Yeah.
And so with his new compiler that he compiled fresh from source, he says he tries to run again, still racist. And so what he actually finally figured out was that his previous version of GCC had an exploit inside it that not only if you ever tried to compile this survey project from source, it would inject racism. If it ever tried to do it with fresh dependencies, it would inject racism. If you ever tried to build a new version of GCC, it would make that GCC racist. So it was like it was like this. It was crazy. It's like you could not get out. There's this bug, this evil bug that you could not escape from, and you couldn't, like, the tool chain was basically could not. You could not build a non-racist tool chain. Any version of GCC or anything you tried to build would become racist. And so you can think of it.
So what was
like
the solution, man?
So he had to completely start all over. He had to go and get a compiler from someone else. He had to completely abandon that computer. The tool chain was completely broken. He could not. The tool chain was done. You had to go and get a whole new compiler, compile it on a different system, and basically reinstall the whole operating system.
You need to find the article actually tweeted out after this episode. So if you can't find it now,
so here, let me finish my example here, because it sounds like maybe
let's go back to that
useful. But so the reason why this is interesting is that, like, imagine instead of, like, if the bug is inflation, right, and the bug is the injection is actually in the GCC compiler that's in Ubuntu, right, and none of us know it's there, and if you inspect it, you can't find it. Right, but every time we build Bitcoin Core, we're injecting a little inflation bug or something that hits in 10 years or 5 years, right? And none of us know it's there. That's really scary. So that's a problem with, we can build it reproducibly, but it might be reproducibly wrong, right? And so there's a new system called Geeks, which basically what it does. So let me just find Geek Stage 0. This is quite something. So Geeks is like an operating system that can compile itself. So where is Geek Stage 0? Stage 0, maybe it's like this. This might be it. I might not be able to find it, but I found it at my meetup when we were looking at this. So it's basically like it can compile itself from like 250 bytes of hex, right? So it has an executable that is so small you can actually visually inspect it, and from that it can build all the way up to GCC. So basically it means that, instead of 400 megabytes of trusted binaries, there's only 250 bytes of trusted binaries. So you basically eliminate this problem where the previous generation of your tool chain and your compiler and everything might have a horrible bug in it that you don't see, right? This makes it so now you just have such a small tool chain that you start with. It's like 250 bytes, right? So 600 characters. You start from that, and then you can audit all of the pieces that build up to GCC. So this would make it so...
we must not show this to blockchain people, or they're going to hijack the concept and like do an ICO. Well, this is so
it's a really interesting thing about this, right? Like, so this Gideon thing is something that I think, most Bitcoin forks, like Bitcoin's been doing this since like 2013, right? I think stuff like Litecoin, they've stopped doing this because it's too much work. There's no one who will do it. They can't have the volunteers, right? So meanwhile, the Bitcoin community says, like, this isn't good enough. There could be some totally tin hat vulnerability that could get us, right? And we have to get even more paranoid, right? While the altcoins say, no, let's get less paranoid because it's too much work. So I think this is a great example. If you ever someone asks you, like, what's the difference between altcoins and Bitcoin, I think this is a great example, right? Like, the altcoins take reproducibility and everything less seriously, and Bitcoin goes even more crazy and goes to this Geeks thing where you can just here are the instructions. If you go to fanquake/core-review/geeks, I guess we're running out of time, but this is a way to build Bitcoin Core from source using this operating system that can basically build itself, which is really, I think it's really cool, and it's going to eliminate a whole class of attacks against like these things, that like compiler example I was giving you, right? Like, that's very unlikely that something like that sneaks into Ubuntu, but it is possible, especially if it's the NSA that's trying to do it, and like the NSA blackmails one of the core developers of Ubuntu. It's hard, it could happen, right? So when it's the nation state that's your enemy, not enemy, that's the adversary, stuff like this I think is probably worth it.
Well, government of a state is usually with all the cool people, but then The government always screws
Yeah,
things up.
usually the cool people. Yeah, cool, popular people.
Yeah, trying to live their own life, and then somebody just jumps in and says, do this, do that. But man, like, this has been really nice overview. I mean, you at least motivated me to look into following your 2 articles and then trying to contribute by essentially, building Bitcoin
So
core and sending a signature.
what I would encourage people to do is this Gideon is like the old way of doing it. So I would encourage you to try this. Fanquake has this Bitcoin core folder and a Geeks thing, and this is a Docker. He has a Docker image where you can build Geeks. You can build Bitcoin core using this Geeks system, and I'd encourage you to just try running this every now and then. And it's nice because you don't actually have to know very much. You just have to follow instructions, right? And you might run into some bug. At the end, you get I built it earlier, but I don't want to try to figure out how to spin it up again. But you get a Bitcoin D and you can run it, and let people know if you have any problems. But so this is going to be the future way of producing new Bitcoin core.
This
software.
is the homework for all the viewers here. Because we still
just try
have
this.
viewers
It's very simple. It takes a long time, and there's some other. You can pass some flags to this where, this starts with it doesn't build everything from scratch, but it you can pass extra flags to it where you build more and more of it from scratch, and some of it'll just take like half a day, which is
But this is kind of perfect for my laptop, right? Like this will build in 10 minutes on my laptop. Yeah.
Well, no, yeah. What you do is you put it in the U-Haul trailer and drill some holes in the side. And drive really fast down the highway so you can keep your laptop cool enough so it can operate at high speed. We can really overclock it.
There we go.
Maybe we can like immersion cool it, right? Like we could put a hot tub inside the U-Haul, drive take 150 miles per hour down in a Lambo, like drag the U-Haul behind a Lambo, and then you can build Bitcoin core from source maybe in 2 or 3 minutes. I don't know.
No, man.
That's what I would do if I were you.
I knew that you coming on this episode will be crazy, but I didn't expect it will be this crazy because now I have people asking for reproducible builds for BTC Pay server. Jones is asking. Now,
you better get on that.
Am I coming down to Austin in April? Like I'm coming down, then you have.
You should. I believe everybody in the comments is going to come down here. It'll be a good thing. We have I don't know where to find it, but we're going to have a big barbecue. Basically, people who come down, I'm down to hang out with them all weekend, and go show them around, have fun, and anybody who flies in for a Bitcoin meetup is my friend. Yeah, this guy's gonna do a little Bitcoin, nice. Barbecue.
Nice, away slice. Okay, so I'm saying my intern nephew Jack Mallers. Okay, that's it for my strike work. I'm just going to Austin.
Yeah, this is Party Boy Rockstar Dev He's been held down by the man for too long, and the Party Boy is going to ride again.
And luckily now I have all the beautiful people on the stream. I have you. I'll have more guests.
Yeah. Well, here, this is what we'll do. We'll do one in person.
No, then I can't have my beautiful shadow on the stream.
Well, we'll both be in a shadow.
Oh, we're going to do that setup. Well, if I bring my U-Haul and my laptop, then it's the whole studio. So
so this is what's gonna if you bring your Lambo and the U-Haul in the trailer, and if we're driving really fast, all your flowing hair, your hair will be flapping so fast over your face, your long hair, that people won't be able to recognize you.
Okay, this is where we're finishing, because if I'm now regrowing the hair just to get reproducible builds, I mean, how can we top this?
You've always had long hair. You've had a long flowing hair like Achilles.
Well, man, listen, this has been awesome. I was so glad to have you on this stream.
Yeah, thanks for dragging me on here. I've been sort of.
I'm gonna drag you more.
I need to go and write more of these things. I have so many things I could do.
You do,
but I need to do it again.
We need it, man, and you will see comments after this stream. I mean, people gonna push you, and you're going to share
send me a DM
that
on Twitter if you enjoy this. And
yes. show your Twitter, and that's what we will finish with before Nicholas takes over.
My Twitter is JustinMoon.
You're not Justin Throne?
No, I'm not Justin Sun
with Square Crypto was like grant to Justin Throne.
This is me.
That's
underscore JustinMoon underscore. There's just a Justin Moon without underscores, but Twitter won't fucking give me
Justin
that handle.
Sun. Yeah, he was Justin Sun, man. That was the thing. Like, you're like Pokemon, Sun and Moon.
Yeah. Yep.
But this is
let's just leave on this. Our great leader, leader Joe Biden has left us. He's ascended to the forefathers and the heroes of yore. He's playing with crocodiles now. Him and Steve Irwin, Kimbo Slice watching, Billy Mays narrating.
No, I'm telling you, I'm gonna figure out more comments, more memes. This stream is just going next level every week.
All right. Well, let me know. I'd be happy to come again.
Yeah, we will organize it. The next person that's coming is Gigi, actually.
So there we go.
Should be watching that one. It will be super crazy. It will be more philosophy, but I actually never seen Gigi's code base, so I'm looking forward to that. But thank you for also inspiring me. Like, I'm gonna try out those reproducible builds for Bitcoin Core. That's kind of lend some of my Rockstarness over there. I love doing that. Awesome. Okay, man. It's been a pleasure. Don't forget that racist compiler article after the episode. I'm gonna reshare that. A lot of commenters were liking that talk. Okay.
Yeah. Cool. I'll look for that. Peace.
Peace, man. Bye.